Here's what I find concerning. It traveled an altitude of 1,200 miles, a distance of 435 miles, only 60 miles shy of Russia. The altitude factor, if you change the angle of that, you can go a lot further away. Nonetheless, this would have encompassed all of Japan and all of South Korea. What finds you concerned about that now?
That's right. It's a medium-range ballistic missile, which means essentially it's got the capability to reach U.S. air bases in the Pacific, including Guam. So in that sense, this test constitutes a direct threat to U.S. national security interests. Any test, any ballistic missile test by the North Korean regime at this moment is a flagrant violation of UN Security Council resolutions and constitutes a security threat to their region and to the United States, and that's the new reality that we're facing.
I thought Nikki Haley's comment on ABC was very interesting. Listen to what she said about how she describes the mindset of the North Korean leader.
I think this was a message to South Korea after the election, and so what we're going to do is continue to tighten the screws. He feels it. He absolutely feels it.
She said he's isolated and he knows it. That was the first part of the comment there. Do those comments matter to this isolated leader? How so?
The rhetoric matters a great deal. I think what the Trump administration overall, not just the president and the UN ambassador, are kind of using here is what I would call soft power, smart power, excuse me, on the surface of things anyway. What they're doing is keeping all military options on the table and making that explicit publicly, but what they're really doing here is a major push for diplomacy. Remember, it was just the week before last President Trump said that he would consider opening up a dialogue with the North and even meeting with Kim Jong-il if Kim Jong-un, if he was open to this kind of a dialogue with us. Following suit last Tuesday was the newly elected South Korean president who said the same thing. So there's this major concerted push among the six-party nations here to try and get diplomacy to fix the problem. What we don't really know and what has failed over the last 8 to 16 years is exactly this kind of approach. I don't see anything new the Trump administration is doing, but they're at least getting the rhetoric right. What we'll see over the coming weeks is if they get the policy.
North Korea says it can carry a nuclear warhead. It's an intelligence question. Do we know if that is true or not?
Nothing publicly has been verified, but it has been believed for many years now that that is indeed the case. And that's why this threat is not like the threat we see from many other U.S. adversaries around the globe. It is believed that once this capacity is sort of foolproof, which is something they're working up to, it will constitute an immediate danger to our nation. And so this is something that weighs heavily on, it's weighed heavily on the Bush administration, on the Obama administration, and now on the Trump administration.